Hey guys, today in this video, me and Z are going to be debating on. I personally think that if the Magic beat the Pistons, they could win the finals, and Z completely disagrees with me. So I'll start us off here. The Pistons have shown that they are one of the more dominant teams in the league, right? And Cade did have the collapsed lung, which obviously is affecting how he plays, but he's still on a game where he put up 27, the Magic still won by like 10 points. So I think that if the Magic show up in the playoffs like they have been and not lock down and beat a one seed who won 60 games, they can compete with any team out there.
All right. I see your argument. There is a part of me that think they could beat the Pistons in the first round, but even if they do, like beating the Cavs, they could definitely beat the Raptors. Beating the Cavs in the second round, and even in the conference finals, taking on like a heavyweight like the Celtics or the Knicks, even though the Knicks are playing like hot ass right now, like taking on a heavyweight like one of them, I think they lose to them. And say they even reach the finals, like the West isn't like so much better than the East. Like they have so much heavyweights, and the West will just sweep the Magic in the finals. Like anyone from the West, the Thunder, Trailblazers, the Spurs
The
with Thunder included.
Trailblazers.
Oh,
I
I meant the Timberwolves. Sorry,
okay. Well,
my
you
mistake. My
know,
mistake. I meant the Timberwolves.
do you agree with me that defense wins championships?
Yeah,
And
like back in the day, it did.
I still think it does now. In an offensive game like it is, you have a good defense, you have a good team. The Magic, although, injuries messed up their regular season, they still have one of the best defenses in the league, and it's showing, holding the Pistons to slim amount of points. If they could do that against Pistons, they could do that against any team. The Celtics, obviously, I think, are the only actual threat in the East. The East is wide open, especially now that the Pistons are doing bad. And with the Magic having Franz and Paolo, who are continuing to develop, and they have like a little bit of playoff experience because, they've only been in the league like 3, 4 years. But with the development and the learning experiences, they've played the Celtics in the playoffs before. I think that if they amp their defense up, and as long as Paolo doesn't shoot like 8 for 25, they could easily, I'm not gonna say easily, but they could definitely squeeze past the Celtics. And when it comes to the finals, the Thunder are a big threat. No one could really shut them down, but they have bad stretches. As we saw in the regular season, they had a stretch where they went 18 and 12, which still above 500, but for a championship caliber team, that's just not what you want to go. And if they get into one of those bad slumps, it's really up for grabs. And when you talk about the Timberwolves, they never really make it in the playoffs. They usually lose to the Nuggets. Now they're really beating them. Rudy Gobert's playing out of his mind, but I think if they play a team like the Spurs or the Thunder, they're gonna get swept because Ant can only do so much, and I doubt Rudy Gobert can keep this up for the whole playoffs.
Um. Okay. Yeah. Timberwolves. You make a fair argument. They're getting injured. Like Ant. We don't know what. Do you know the status on Ant? I don't really
It's
think
like
anyone does.
questionable. DiVincenzo's out
hmm
the playoffs.
Like that really sucks. See, I just think if even the Magic, if their defense gets better, like I just don't see them passing a team like the Thunder or the like even the Spurs with healthy Wemby. Like I don't see them beating them. And if the Nuggets, like if
Who do
they
the Spurs have
won
at the 3 and the 4?
3 and the 4,
Could you tell me?
uh, Champagne and who's their three? Was that Carter Bryant or something like that?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. They're not gonna like they could put Wemby, I guess, on Paulo or someone. Franz Paulo and Wendell Carter are all 6'10". Okay. Obviously they would have a hard time guarding like Wemby, but Wemby can't guard three people. He can sit in the paint, but he can't guard three people. And I will say, Stephon Castle defensively is really good, but once again, that's only two people. Besides from them, they don't really have like an elite defensive team. And when Wemby's off the court, they aren't playing like a championship caliber team. And he was on
That is
injury
true.
management in the regular season. He just got a concussion. He's not going to be able to play to his full potential, meaning that the Spurs aren't going to be they're going to have a lot of weak spots that if teams can push at enough, they're going to beat them.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. I didn't intend for the Spurs to make the finals this year anyway. I had them losing in the second rounds to the Timberwolves, but with Dante out, it's a little questionable. Again, like just with the Magic, like what do you think? Say the Lakers make the finals this year. LeBron beats the Rockets. Luca comes back healthy. What do you think about them against the Magic?
I would say that if Luca and AR come back and they play good enough to get out of the West, I think the Lakers will get it. I can say that because LeBron's already playing great for a 41-year-old, and it's looking like they're going to beat the Rockets. No team has ever lost going up 3-0. And this is without the first option and the third option on the team. So if they come back and they play good enough to beat the Thunder, I think they would kill anyone from the East who played them in the finals, unless the Celtics get red hot, because I think that's the only team other than the Magic in the East that looked like a potential contender.
I personally I don't think anyone in the East is winning it this year. The West just has too many heavyweights. Um, but the thing is with the Lakers is I don't know how they would perform against the Thunder. Like it's just
Who, the
okay,
Lakers or the
LeBron's
Magic?
the Lakers.
I
Like
I don't
I just
see
don't
them
know how
getting
to.
past the Thunder
Yeah,
unless a
I don't
miracle
either.
happens, but you brought up the hypothetical, so I just wanted to go off of it.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the Magic. It's just I see like what happened in the play-in, like with Paulo. He was not playing good at all. He is your number one option,
Well,
and like you guys lost to the Sixers.
okay,
Like,
Bronze came off an injury. He was coming off an injury.
okay, but what about Paulo?
He has shown, and this is definitely a big flaw in his game. People said like he had comparisons to LeBron during the draft, and he showed out good his rookie year, but something about this year, he's just been playing like, not.
Inconsistently, like he's very inconsistent this year.
I wouldn't say inconsistent because he's consistently being bad. He's just not playing around someone you spend a 1-1 pick on that you want to build your franchise. He'll put up 20 some 21, 22 points a night on the worst shooting you'll ever see. But against the Pistons and against the Hornets, not the Sixers, he's put up good games. He's been taking better shots. The only thing is that he's dribbling too much. He has to remember he is a power forward, and
Mhm.
they need he needs to let Suggs run the offense more and stop trying to play the point guard because it hasn't been working. And whenever he does it, I feel as if the offense moves less efficiently. But he
Yeah,
has shown he could step up in big moments, which
that is true. That is true. But like when I see them playing like a team like the Cavs, like I know that's not the best team. When I see them playing like a team like the Cavs or the Celtics, I just see Paulo like everything like how do I describe this like just like everything falling apart. I see him just playing bad consistently in that series against either like the Cavs or the Celtics or even in the finals against the Thunder or the Timberwolves or the Lakers.
I mean, I see your reasoning, especially with like, Cavs having a player like Evan Mobley and Celtics having a player like Jason Tatum, and even the Thunder with Shet. very good players, around the four, the three or the four. But if he's being guarded like a player like Evan Mobley, there are other options. Franz has, he's been a little rough this year because of injuries, but he's shown he can score consistently and good. And Desmond Bane was
Hmm.
has in the playoffs, he started the series to the Pistons a little bit slow, but in the play-in, he played amazing and he's been a huge part to the offense. He really brought a perimeter game to the Magic.
If what do they play tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Pistons and Magic.
Yeah.
If the Pistons take the next game, what are your takes? Like, do you think Pistons can
If
come
the
back and
Pistons
win the
win
whole thing?
tomorrow in Orlando, when the Magic are actually 7-1 in home games in the playoffs over the last 3 years. And I think that if the Pistons take one in Orlando, then it's gonna give all the momentum to Detroit because the Magic play the best when they're home. You can say that for a lot of
Hmm.
teams, but the Magic especially do it. And I think that it could crumble a lot if they go to 2-2, even though 2-2 is not a big thing, but it is a 1 seed and it is an 8 seed, and we've seen how the teams can play at their best. And I think Pistons winning tomorrow would lead them to the series win, but I think at home, with the way both teams have been playing, the Magic will win tomorrow, and I think they'll win the series in 5 or 6. Either game 6 in Orlando or game 5 in Detroit. I don't think it's going to go to 7.
Okay, I do like that take. All right, I have a different question. So the Knicks, even though they're playing really bad, what if they turn it up and they meet Orlando in the conference finals? They have a great like OG Josh
If
Hart,
they
like they
can
have
turn it
great
up enough,
defensive squad. I think the Knicks could like
if
sweep
the
them.
Knicks play good enough to make the conference finals, they'll 100% make the finals. But the way they've been playing and kind of the way they close out the season hasn't been going well. I don't
Yeah.
want to say since the NBA Cup, but really since the NBA Cup, they've just kind of gone on a decline between like
Yeah.
chemistry. Mikal Bridges has not been playing good whatsoever.
No, he is not.
And it's just like, and Mike Brown, he's
He
just
is a horrible coach.
he's not making good coaching adjustments, especially on the defensive side. Okay, well, I think we both, had some good points. If you guys agree with us, or if you agree with me, which I don't think a lot of you will, but I hope this video persuaded you, let us know in the comments down below. If not, flame me in the comments, do whatever. We'll see you guys next time on the post game breakdown.